Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. So glad you're here. I hope everybody had a good weekend. So what's going on in the markets? Well, this is the month of September, and September is typically a rough month for the market. Also October, the crash of 1987 happened in October, right? A lot of crashes happened. Now, could it crash this year? We have the election, so I'm going to say no, we're not going to crash. Now, are we going to come down? Are we going to get some more distribution? Yes, I believe we will. I believe that this is the start of some more distribution lower. If we can't get back above the 50-day on the S&P, we're going to come down to the 200-day, which is about 10% lower from here. So we're going to get this distribution in September. September can be very volatile. A lot of big up days, a lot of big down days. Very volatile month, but the direction the market is headed right now is lower. We're in the second distribution phase. The first distribution phase came down, and then we had the V-shaped recovery up. Now we're in the second distribution phase. This is a topping pattern. Can they push it back higher? I actually think they will. I think they're going to push the S&P up to a new record high. I don't think the NASDAQ is going to hit a new record high. I think the NASDAQ is already starting a bear market. We'll see how that plays out. All right, let's get over to the other side of the market. Let's talk a little bit about real estate. Real estate, there's really nothing happening. The market's kind of frozen up, right? You're going to see some very bad numbers coming out. Now, you're not going to hear about till November or December, but the market, the sales are down. I mean, there's not a lot of transactions going on. There's not many people putting houses on the market, but the ones that are on the market are not selling. That's why they're not putting them on, because they're seeing them sit there longer and longer, more days on market. But you're going to see the inventory really start to pile on once the layoffs start to happen, which they're already starting to happen, but it's just the start of the layoffs. There's going to be much more layoffs. That's why the Fed is going to pivot. That's why they're going to drop rates. Now, let's talk about this a little bit. All right. Now, just in the last 4 years, let's call it the Biden administration, gas prices up 65% higher, right? Groceries have basically doubled in price. They're twice as expensive as they were 4 years ago. Your rent and your mortgages up about, well, housing costs up about 40%. Your insurance on your house is just 35% this year, going up higher. So how do we fix all this problem? Well, we lower rates, right? Now, does that make sense to you when we got inflation still running hot, still not down to their 2%, even by their own numbers? But you see, here's the thing. The government is just flat out lying to you. I mean, they don't want you to panic. I get that. They came out and told you the truth. Well, you'd probably panic. I see the truth, so I panic anyways, right? But look at the inflation rate is not 3%. Unemployment is not 3. Now, I guess they call it 4%. We've gone up by their statistics. Those numbers are lies to you, right? They want you to feel better. They don't want you to panic. With inflation still running up around 8 to 10%. Unemployment is well over 10% already. There's millions and millions of men of strong working age that are just not in the workforce. They've just given up. They've quit. And they tell you that there's jobs out there. They tell you they got 8 million jobs they're out there that people want, right? No, people that are applying for jobs are not getting any callbacks. They're not getting any returns. The layoffs are here. Most companies I know, they have a freeze on hiring. They're not hiring because they're actually laying off. So they've stopped the hiring. So if you're out of work, if you're just getting out of school, you're going to have a very hard time finding a job. But they'll tell you that the economy's doing great, right? Well, why are we cutting the rates? Why are we going to lower the rates in September, right? This month, we got a couple weeks still till the Fed meeting, till they come out and do the official pivot. Now, everybody thinks that the pivot's going to make houses go up. The pivot's going to save the stock market. No, not at all. When the pivot happens, this is where the bad bad stuff happens. This is where the yield curve gets reinverted, right? They start to lower the rates and all of a sudden the short end is lower than the long end and it reinverts. And that's where the bad stuff really starts to happen. You see, they're not lowering the rates out of the goodness of their heart. No, they're lowering rates because we're in a crisis. They're desperate. They don't know what to do. They're seeing the banking system. There's more numbers they lie about. They tell you that they do all the stress tests on these banks. They don't do any stress tests, and the numbers they tell you are not accurate. All of these banks have big holes in their balance sheet. They got the commercial real estate loans on there. They got the bonds on there that have come down. They've lost your money. There's big holes in these banks' balance sheet, and there's talk about some of the big ones are going to be going down. Things like Bank of America. Can you imagine if Bank of America and whatever other bank, Wells Fargo, pick another big one, if two of the big banks went down, the whole system's going to come tumbling down. They're in panic mode. There's a crisis going on right now, but they don't want you to know that because they don't want you to panic, right? I mean, they want you to sleep well at night. They want you to think that your 401k is safe. Your old 401k is not safe. It's probably going to lose 80% of its value. You're probably going to get wiped out on all the equity of your house. People don't want to hear this stuff. And I can't blame them. Stick your head in the sand. You don't want to hear it. No, I don't want to. I can't handle the truth. And that's okay. I get that. It's frightening, right? But if you protect yourself, if you get yourself some of that real money, you see, here's the thing. You see, we have a very, how would you say it? A very lopsided society, right? A lopsided society. 10% of households, 10% of the top households, if you're one of the rich households out there, 10% of the households own 93% of all the financial assets. 93% are owned by the top 10%. This is just lopsided. It's got to somehow shift back to normal. I think it will. It's called the Great Reset. They're going to have to reset things. And when they reset, it's going to be very painful. You see, the debt bubble is going to pop. Look, it's like you're just blowing air into a balloon, getting it bigger and bigger, and you just keep forcing that air in until it pops. And that's what they're doing with printing money. They're just going to force the money into the economy. Get out there and spend, get out there and spend, get out there and spend. But this thing's going to blow up. It's not going to be pretty. There's going to be a big mess to clean up. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. I know they're going to have to reset against something because they got to get something to give the society confidence in the currency again, right? Now they're going to try pushing that CBDC, but look, that's just a digital dollar. That's what it is, a central bank digital currency, but still a fiat currency, not backed by anything. To get confidence back in the system, they're going to have to reset, and they're going to have to reset against gold. That's just what's going to have to take place. Look, it's going to be the natural thing, right? People say it's never going to happen again. I've said it has to happen. Nobody's going to have confidence. Look, when the dollar goes away, when it goes to zero, what are you going to reset against? You got to reset against something, and I'm saying it's gold. Now, a lot of people think it's going to be Bitcoin. I don't think so. I really don't. I just hope Bitcoin survives. That's all I'm hoping for. I love Bitcoin. I don't want it to go away. I make a lot of money betting on it, up and down, up and down. It moves a lot. Love Bitcoin, but it may go away when the crash happens, right? I mean, it's a financial asset, basically fiat, not backed by anything. But Mike, it's backed by math. You know that, magic stuff. You know it's backed by math. Oh, that's great. Well, I'll take my gold. I'll take my chances, right? That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I got some real money, and I believe in real money. And we'll see how that plays out. Look, when the banks start to fail, people are going to get very, very frightened. There's going to be runs on banks. And right now, there's a quiet revolution going on that I'm proud to be part of. I really am. I mean, people are quietly pulling their money out of the bank, a little bit at a time. They're going to the ATMs, taking the max amount, taking it out, taking it out, taking it out, stashing the cash away. When they see the opportunity, little dip in the gold price, little dip in the silver price, they go and buy some physical metals. They stick those away, right? It's a quiet revolution where, you can do it yourself. You can be your own central banker. The central banks around the world, what are they doing? They're buying gold and silver. Why? Why are they buying gold? Well, they're not buying silver. Some may be, for all I know. I mean, they don't audit them. Shouldn't we audit the Federal Reserve? They had never been audited. Nobody knows what they're buying. Are they buying stocks? I think they are. They're buying bonds, buying corporate debt. What else are they buying? Buying real estate mortgages, 3 trillion of them, right? Where would the real estate market be? It'd be much lower. See, here's the thing. When they lie to you, when they print all this money, nobody knows what's real anymore. Nobody knows what a house is supposed to cost. There's no price discovery. You can make that house cost anything. Look, we just pump the economy with more money. We can make that house go up, right? We'll buy more mortgages. Matter of fact, that's what they're going to do. They're starting the HELOC loans. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, starting to put HELOC loans out there. If you need money, you got a house, you can get the HELOC loan. They want to do 3 trillion of those. That's another 3 trillion on top of the 3 trillion the Federal Reserve already owns. Look at, they're going to own all the mortgages. That's what they want to do because they want your house. They want to take it from you, right? When things collapse, they're going to take your house. That's basically what they're going to do. But don't worry, the Federal Reserve, they'll be in the housing business and they'll rent it back to you, right? I mean, that'll be great. That's what we want in our society, don't we? We want the government to own all the houses and then we can just rent back from them. We can be the slaves. I don't want to see this. So that's the quiet revolution. You take your money out of the system. Look at if they can't print money, if money becomes worthless, they lose all their power. The power comes back to the people. It's a quiet revolution. It's perfectly legal to take your cash out of the bank. They're going to ask you, why are you taking your cash out? Don't you hate that question when you go up to a teller and you go, I'd like to take some of my cash out. What do you need it for, Tall Mike? What are you spending it on? These are weird questions to me. Look at banks make me very nervous. Why? Because I know what their balance sheet looks like. Their balance sheet has big holes in it and they can't fix it. They don't know how to fix it. They just pray you don't come and ask for your money back. Then that's why they ask those questions. Are you sure you need it all? Yes, I need it all. Okay, so you take it out. It's still legal to take your own money out of the bank. That's legal. And it's still legal to buy precious metals, gold and silver. And it's still a miracle that a precious metal dealer, the coin shops, will still take dollar bills for gold and silver. They'll take the trash, the dollar bill, and they'll give you this precious metals. It's garbage. The currency is just going to go to zero. Before it does that, I suggest you join the quiet revolution. We're pulling our money out. We're putting it into the gold and silver market. Look, if we're wrong, maybe, we are wrong. Maybe gold comes down. Maybe silver gets cut in half from here. I don't know. But I think it's the safest play we got. Look at when everything comes down, and it will come down. Stock market, 80, 90%. Your house, 60, 70%. I mean, everything's going to be in shambles then, right? And gold and silver may come down with it, but your purchasing power is what's going to be saved there. See, the dollar, it's not going to have any purchasing power. It's just going to go away. They're going to keep printing, keep printing, keep printing. And when they print money, you know what? It's really bad for society as a whole, right? I mean, it's just blatantly cruel to poor people, right? I mean, because they can't afford to eat anymore, can't afford to put gas in their car. But look at all those wealthy fat cats, right? I mean, like Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell's worth over $100 million. He wants to print money. He's got those assets. He's got the fine artwork, fine art pieces all throughout his house, right? He's got the gold. He's got the silver. He's got the stocks. He's got the bonds. He's got the assets. He just got to keep printing the money and he's going to become a billionaire. I bet that's what Jerome wants to be. Jerome wants to be a billionaire. He's only worth, I don't know, 150 million. You know how you get worth that much? You do insider trading. That's what the Fed does. And when they get caught, they just say, oh, That's unfortunate. We'll monitor ourselves better. They're a criminal organization stealing all of our purchasing power. They already got away with it. They got 98, 99% of it. I mean, they're going to take that last 1% and they're going to do it a lot faster. It took them 100 years to get rid of 99%, but that last 1%, it's going to go away in the next 5 to 10 years. You're going to be shocked at what our country looks like. We got to take it back. We got to take the power away from them. Join the quiet revolution. Take a little bit of cash out. Go down to your coin shop, go on eBay, go somewhere and buy yourself, just a silver dollar. Get those for about $30, right? I mean, they used to be $1 for $1, but now they cost about $30. You can get a silver dollar. You can get an American silver eagle for about the same, I guess. But that's real. That's real. This stuff that you're giving them, this currency, going away, going to zero. You know what they used to do? Some countries, when they hyperinflate, you know what they do? They actually burn the currency to keep warm, right? Instead of paying their utility bill with it, it's just cheaper just to burn the currency. Burn it in your fireplace. That's how we're going to end up. It's very sad to see us going this way. I know who's responsible. You got to get rid of them when we rebuild. Get rid of the Fed. They're responsible, right? But you don't understand what you got to do. You still can protect yourself. Buy some gold. Buy some silver. Just 5% of your portfolio, 10% of your portfolio. That'll be real, right? Your portfolio is going to go away. It's going to go down. A lot of stock brokerage firms probably aren't going to make it when this happens. When's it going to happen, Tall Mike? I don't know. But I know it's not that far away. Maybe it's a year away. Maybe it's 6 months away. Maybe it's 5 years away. I don't know. But I want to be prepared. And I do the best I can. I could do a lot better in preparations. I could get some more food in stock, extra water, stuff like that, and things that you just prepare for what's coming. People don't see what's coming, but you and me know. And that's why we have the channel. I just rambled away here today, didn't I? Anyways, get out there, everybody. Have a great day. Give me a thumbs up. Punch the subscribe button. We'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.